Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where today we are going to do biscuits in our Combi oven. This is our Innova Precision Combi oven. And the first thing that we want to do is to set the temperature and the parameters so that it can be preheating while we mix up the biscuits. So Jim is going to come in close. So Jim is now here close, so showing the menu, and I'm going to slide it over to manual settings. And it gives me several parameters. I want to set the temperature for 400 degrees. It is on the rear bake and high oven, high fan. So this is the same as convection bake because it's the rear heat along with the fan. So I'm going to set that. And then I am also going to add steam right here, just a little bit. I'm going to add 20% steam. And now I'm going to start the cooking, and it's going to preheat, and it will tell me when it gets up to 400. Meanwhile, we're going to go put our biscuits together. When I did the test recipe in our Combi oven, it took only 10 minutes to bake those biscuits. So we'll see what it's going to be like. We're going to be using our Buttermilk Master mix, and this is from the University of Alaska Master Mixes, and I can link the video at the end of this video to this mix so that you can have it. Now this is 2 cups of the mix, and I already just added the half a cup of milk. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to do that on camera, but just it was kind of second nature to just go ahead with it. So I'm mixing up the milk with the mix, and it looks like we have a really good consistency. This master mix just makes it so easy. So I'm going to turn that out on the floured counter. And we're just going to knead it very few times, just kind of enough to get the dough to hold together. And that's good enough. We don't want to work this biscuit dough too much. And now I'm just going to pat it out to where we are at about 3/4 of an inch. What is really lovely with the Combi oven is that, as you saw, I can control where the heat comes from, top, bottom, or rear, and I can also control how much steam there is, because convection oven can really dry food out. So I'm just adding a little bit of steam, not very much, just enough to keep the biscuits moist on the inside, but they still should be crispy on the outside. So I'm using a very sharp biscuit cutter. That's one of the must-haves when you're making biscuits. And when we cut them, we go straight down. We don't twist at all. If we twist the cutter, it kind of seals off those edges, and that prevents them from popping up way tall. So we're just going to go straight down and up. Okay. And I'm going to re-pat this. See if we can get maybe 3 more out of this. I don't know, at least 2. And I don't know, this one's not gonna, it'll have a few little cut edges, but not many. Okay, now, the oven is now up to 200 degrees, so I'm just gonna stick these in the refrigerator so that they can chill a little bit until the temperature's up to 400, and then we will put them in. So the temperature was up to 400, now it's 386. It's okay, it'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in, and I have got the timer going. I did set it for 12 minutes. Right now it's almost at 11 minutes. Last time I did these, it took 10 minutes and they were beautiful. So I want to hear the ding at about 10 minutes, and then we'll check them to see if they need more cooking time. So we'll be back when these are close to being out of the oven. So we have 2 minutes left on the timer. Since we started it at 11, that means they've been in for 9 minutes, and take a look. So they are done in 9 minutes, and I was watching them very closely, and at about 4 minutes, because they were getting so brown, I did turn the temperature down to 350, which I think helped, but it only got down to 363 in that 4 minutes. So they have risen nice and high. So that's good. These are the two that we did with that last scrap. So I'll just try this one. It's kind of already broken anyway, so in half. So let's check it out. Nicely done on the inside, 9 minutes. So that's great. So I'm just going to put a little bit of butter on one bite here, and let's check them for taste. In the Buttermilk Master Mix video, we did biscuits in the conventional oven over here, and we loved them. We just thought they were magnificent. So this is the first time I've cooked them here. I used another recipe for my test a week or so ago. Some of our make and bake frozen biscuit dough. Oh, everybody's telling me that it's done, so I'm going to take a second and go turn it off. I forgot to turn it off. So with the convention bake and a little bit of steam, we have achieved what I think is just about a perfect biscuit. They are crispy on the outside. They're so tender and moist on the inside. They are just absolutely delightful. So this was so fast. It took me a minute to mix up the dough, and then to pat it out and get it ready on the pan was not even more than 5 minutes. Then we waited for the oven, and the oven took 9 minutes to bake. So, wow, what a remarkable result that is using a Master Mix and a Combi oven. So try it, try any biscuit recipe that you have. And with convention bake, you need to be sure that the regular temperature on these was 450. But I reduced it to 400 because it was a convention bake. I think next time I do this, I'm even going to put it, and I've made a note, I'm going to start it at maybe 375 instead of 400. And then I still may have to reduce it. These are not overly browned, but too much more time in the oven and they would have been overly browned. So thank you for being with us as we tried out our master mix for buttermilk biscuits in our Combi oven. And let us know what your results are too if you happen to have a Combi oven. And you don't need a Combi oven to make good biscuits, but in case you have one, let us know how it works for you. So thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you very soon for more videos.